this then. Gonna have to move that camera slightly because that looks slightly wonky. See this one up here? Can you turn it to the left?
My left?
Ah, your left, yeah, ever so slight. No, actually make it right. Yeah, stop. Right, oh. And can you... That's fine. You might have to move the map now. Can you move the map?
Which way?
So, in that direction over there. Yep, you're ground. Alright, I think.
Ladies and gentlemen, come and join us for the grand finale. See Matt getting whipped in an entirely new way.
Alright, okay. Right, okay. So, let's do this camera thing. Hello everybody, Matt Geary here. Geek Pride on a Friday night with your man Sam.
Woo woo!
What up, Sam?
Pretty good.
And you're gonna show me how to play a game today.
I am indeed. I'm going to teach you how to play Dreadball, the second edition that's just started arriving to all those Kickstarter backers, now available in retail.
So why should I play Dreadball over Blood Bowl? And I like Blood Bowl.
Blood Bowl hasn't really changed mechanics much. It's very much the same game, so if you enjoy that, fair enough to you. But when it was getting ignored, Mantic Games was putting all their love into Dreadball. I would still play both, but I personally find this game is far more interactive. It's a lot shorter because we're only having 14 turns. That's not 16, not 8 a piece, 16 a side. That's just 14, that's it. We can also have the game end if someone's winning by a massive margin as well. So I like it because there's far more actions. You don't end your turn unless you mess up with the ball rather than messing up just in general. So you get to do a lot more stuff. I just find it faster paced, and every team has its own gimmick, which is really fun.
Alright then, well I mess around with this camera. You explain what's going on here then.
So first thing we want to have a look at is we have this pitch here, and you'll see we've got the red half and we've got the blue half. So essentially we've got this home game going on. So one of us is going to get to go the home team, so they're the ones defending their honour, and we've got the I don't know what it's called. I know so little sports terminology, I have no idea.
The away team?
The visitors away team, yeah. If you imagine this less like American football, like Dreadball, and more like basketball, because essentially what you have is 3 courts that you can shoot from. The front courts that are closer to your opponent's half and closer to the centre line are worth less points than the ones that are further into your opponent's territory. In fact, the aim of the game is to score just 7 points. And we actually work on a sliding scale, sliding back between our scores. So when you score, it comes off of my score, and vice versa. And at any point, if one of our teams gets to 7 points, that's game over. It's too embarrassing. It's a landslide. What's the point in continuing playing?
Alright, okay.
So the 2 scoring zones that we're interested in that are closest to the pitch actually have 2 different places you can score from. You can score from any of these middle hexes here towards this glowing point here. If you manage to score from one of these zones, it'll get you 1 point. If you score from one of these zones that have a different symbol there, those are known as bonus hexes. They're harder to shoot from, but they're worth a grand total of 2 points.
Woohoo! 2 points!
Whereas, if you manage to get right deep inside of my half...
Well, that's what she said.
It's going to be worth a whole whopping 3 points or 4 points from the bonus square. So you could actually win the game in just 2 goals.
Alright, okay.
So, your team is the Yinji 9th Moon Tree Sharks. You're essentially tree huggers, Matt. Sorry,
I'm a hippie then.
I didn't tell you.
I'm a hippie.
On the flip side, I'm the Oceanics, which are people who have had their home planet destroyed. So my guys are sharks.
Let me see. Who are you guys? Are sharks.
Okay. The teams we've chosen don't have massive amounts of gimmicks. Yours play off of a really, really good stat line, whereas mine play off of a good stat line, plus they have big flippy tails that they can wallop people with. The game's very similar to Dreadball. We've got 3 different positions.
Well, it would be similar to Dreadball because it is Dreadball.
Oh yeah, it's very similar to Blood Bowl. There's too many balls involved in this, Matt.
Wait, that's what she said.
So, first up, we have the first position. These guys are known as the guards. These are the guys, the big tough guys that can slam into people. In doing so, they're going to get +1 to any strength tests or armor tests. As you can see from your guy, he's pretty hench. He's very armored.
Hench, I've not heard that in a while.
We also have the opposite end. So the opposite end is the strikers. The strikers have less armour and can't perform any slams, but they perform a pivotal role in that they are the guys that you're going to use for scoring. They get +1 to all tests involving skill. So your guards can't pick up the ball, they can slam. The strikers can't slam, but they're really good with the ball. And not to be left out, we have one more set of people. One more set. And this last set are the jacks. The jack of all trades. Not to be underestimated, these guys can slam, these guys can throw a ball, and they're also really good at running. They get bonuses to all speed checks. All speed checks. The teams are made up of, well, we're going to use the recommended teams that tell you how many of each position you should have. But if you're playing more advanced games, you'll see there, Matt, there's actually cost points down the side. So you can actually make up your own weirder teams if you really want to. But we're going to start off with the starting set. Now, Matt, would you like to go first or would you like to go second? Do you want to go the home players or the invaders?
Oh, hey, those chicks. Who are they?
They're the Void Sirens. They're tricky ones who, in the middle of you performing an action, will interrupt you.
Oh, that sounds just like my girlfriend.
Oh, better than you, my friend. Better you than me. Right up. So, do you want to go first or do you want to go second?
I will go first.
One of the biggest things you need to remember in this, Matt, is when you score a goal, it becomes my turn. But we don't reset like that other rubbish game. Shots fired.
Oh.
So, as the attacker, you set up first. Now, normally we'd play blue and red the opposite way around, but you're going to set up on the red half, and you're going to choose where you lay out since you're going to be the attacker first. You have 8 starting models. That's not always the case, but you've got 8 starting models.
I'm taking it the big guys are kind of blocker types, and the smaller guys are better.
Well, if you'd been paying attention, Matt, you'd know all the positions like all our fellow watchers.
I was messing around with cameras.
So just to remind Matt, we've got the guard who's really good at slamming. You've only got one guard.
Right.
You've got the strikers that are really good at scoring.
Hey.
So nothing like you. And then we have the jacks who are good at both. So just remember it for you. The guy with the massive shoulder pads is the guard. The guy with the out spikes and pointing is the strikers. And the jacks are the ones with the big spiky shoulder blades.
So he's good at doing...
hitting people in the face.
Okay.
He can't pick up the ball.
I
Can't pick up the ball. Guards can't pick up the ball.
And these guys are good at scoring.
Strikers are really good at scoring. They're really good with the ball.
These guys are a
bit
bit of everything.
They're a bit of everything. Yeah, okay. Exactly. For me, you're looking for, if you're wanting to see which ones the guards are the guys that have the massive scary masks. So those are my guards. So they can't pick up the ball, but they can score.
Let's do this.
The jacks are the 2 guys crouching down with their fists in the air.
Right.
And my strikers are everyone else. I have 4 strikers. So my guys are really focusing on grabbing the ball and running with it.
Okie dokie. Let me just fiddle around this camera. What is Matthew doing with this camera? Matt is not doing anything of use. He is pointing at... Ah, yeah. That will be it. That will be it. Alright, okay. Ooh, there we go. Okay, so these are my guys.
So you're going to get 6 of them starting the board. The rest of the guys go in the sin bin. They can be brought on at any point from the subs bench. they can be run on for an action.
All right.
So the ball's going to fire in along the centre line.
So, okay. So these are the scorers. Okay. And these are just average Joes. Oh. What's that one there? Oh, wait a minute, I think I've... Oh no, these guys here. They're the ones who can... Let's do that. Who's this guy?
And that's the referee, so she's going to check that there's no shenanigans while we're playing.
Oh, she's in my way. I want to move my guy there.
Well, I'm afraid you can't. There's no limitation to how many guys you put on the centre line. So you can have none, you can have all your guys if you want to. But remember, you're only allowed to start off with 6 of your players on the pitch.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
If you try and put an extra person on, I'm going to call a sneak foul. And we'll come to fouls later on.
Oh, so you could technically do that. Just sort of, you can cheat if you want.
You can indeed cheat. Cheating is not only allowed, but it's actually encouraged.
Okay, so my average Joe guy is going back to Simbin. So where's my Simbin here?
Yep, in the subs bench. Yep.
Okay.
Lovely. So remember, if you leave these completely unguarded, I'm just going to be able to waltz past you and score. So one of the things you might want to do is you might want to consider putting some guys to block the scoring points. So I have to shove them out the way before I can score. So it's up to you though.
So you would have to get past me though, in the first place?
I have guards as well. I can pummel you just as well as you can pummel me.
Alright, okay.
We will pummel all night long.
I'm probably used to sort of having more units and stuff, and then okay, so this is your average Joe, so we'll move him there. He's an average Joe, he can go there, and he can go there.
Cool.
Like that.
Right, I'm going to set up, so I'm going to take one of my guards, and I'm going to put my guard blocking you from scoring that very crucial 4-pointer. I'm not going to let you have it.
So, right, these guys over here. So, this is 2 points. This is 2 points.
That's 1 point.
That's
That's 1. That's 3, and that's a whopping 4 points.
And what about these things here?
Those are where you're shooting towards. Those are called strike hexes.
Yeah.
So they're where the basket is that you're trying to throw into.
Okay.
So you can only shoot into that basket from one of these squares or the bonus square.
Right. So, right. So it is like basketball. It's like a 3-pointer from a certain...
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
I understand.
Now, would you like to play with the official tiny little ball, or just to make it a little bit easier to see in this game, do you want to play with this massive ball?
The massive ball.
Massive ball.
The massive
It'll make it a little
ball.
bit harder to see who has the ball when it comes to it, but we'll play with that just now. Right, so I'm going to set up. I'm going to start off my game with a jack, both the jacks up front, and then I'm going to take 2 strikers and put them up on the front line. So I've gone quite heavily defensive at this point, and then I'll put my last jack there, and I'll put my last striker there. Oh no, I've gone with 2 strikers on the board. There we go. So I've got a striker there, a striker there. I've got strikers. Those are my jacks. The ones that are crouching down are my jacks.
Yeah.
The ones that are running, or the ones with their hands out, are the strikers. And then the big guy at the back's my guard. So I'm keeping a guard and a jack in my sin bin. And you've gone ahead with 1 striker and 1 guard in your sin bin. Okay.
So what's this guy here then?
That's your guard. He's your big thumpy guy.
Okay, so that's the...
This is Jack.
That's
the
Jack.
guy with the spiky shoulders
Jack,
is the Jack.
and that's a striker?
That's a striker, yeah.
Right, okay.
So, guard, striker, Jack, Jack.
Okay, yeah.
You got a lot of Jack.
Okay, I got a Jack.
You got Jack.
What do you got, Jack all?
Right, so the first thing we need to do is the ball needs to fly in. The ball comes in at 200 kilometers an hour.
You do know that if you were to send that guy off, he'd be Jack off.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
It's going to be one of those days.
Oh dear. I've had to train all day and now I have to train this buffoon. Wow. So the ball flies in. Now, if anyone's ever unfortunate enough to be on one of these centre lines, he'll get hit by the ball and he will get hit hard. If he's here, he gets hit by a 6 dice attack. If he's here, he gets hit by a 2 dice attack. And then if you roll a whopping 6, it ricochets and goes off in a random direction.
Okay, cool.
So the first thing we do is to roll to see how far the ball's going to come in. The ball's going to move a whopping 1 onto the pitch. So, how does the turn work? Well, Matt, you have 5 action points. You can use up to 2 action points on a player. So, one person can only move up to twice. You can run, you can slam, you can sprint, you can steal, you can strike, or there's various fouls that you can do. So, slamming's when you want to hurt someone.
Right.
Striking's when you want to try and score a goal.
Yeah.
Throwing is where you pass the ball to a teammate or throw it to the back of someone's head. Steal is when you try and steal the ball off of someone, so you try and grab it out of their hand.
Right, okay.
You can also buy a Dreadball card. Now these Dreadball cards have a couple of purposes. One, they might give your jacks an extra action or your strikers an extra action. But they also have the added bonus of, if you have a card in your hand, you can discard it to get a reroll, which can be quite important at times.
Okay, and use an action to do that?
You can use an action to buy a card. To use a card isn't an action, and that can allow you to take up more than the 2 actions normally limited to a player.
So I can only technically move 2 guys then? If I want.
So if you want to move the same people twice, you could move 5 different people.
Okay.
Or you could move 2 people once, or you could move 1 person twice and 3 separate people. You can use the actions however you want, but you can only do a maximum on 2 people.
Wait, I don't understand. So you can move everybody. You can move 5 guys.
So yes, but you've got 5 actions. What you do with them is entirely up to you.
But I can only do 2 actions from 1 person.
Exactly.
Right,
so you couldn't do 3 actions on this jack, for example.
Right, I understand now. Okay, cool. Alright, I'll buy a card then.
You're going to buy a card. Before we do that, right at the beginning of the turn, we move the referee. Now the referee's moved when you flip over one of these cards. Oh look, a jack any action. That's a really good card. Unfortunately, that's not the card you're getting, because this is the referee card.
Boo!
In the top left hand corner, we have this number 7. That's how far you can move the referee. The referee is going to watch out for us committing fouls, which I guarantee I'm going to be doing to you. If the referee is within 7 squares of you, the referee gets a bonus to spotting when you commit a foul. So the idea is you can move the referee to block alleys, or you can use it to be closer when you think the other person is going to commit fouls. So you can move them up to 7 squares. The referee will never try and interrupt the game, so they'll never be in a strike hex, or they won't be in the centre. They also won't block either of the sub benches. Otherwise, pop the referee wherever you fancy, Matt. An unbelievable amount of the time the referee will actually just stay still, but that might be because I'm just not very good at the game.
Sticker there then.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, he's going for an offensive use of the referee.
I think so.
Right, so you got 5 points now. What do you fancy using for them?
I'll buy a card, please, Bob.
You'll buy a card, so that card is hidden for me. I don't get to see it.
Okay.
And we discard one of your action points for this turn. The neoprene mat comes with a handy little pile. You can actually put your action points on what you've spent. So that one there says you spent on the card. If our players were numbered, like in a league, you could actually put the points and say, right, I spent 1 on player 6, spent 2 on player 6. Oh, I can't spend another 1 on player 6.
Okay.
It's a handy little way of keeping track.
You're probably going to have to show me what these things do and stuff, so I'm going to show you what this is. So,
guard any action. So if you remember, each of these points is worth an action.
Yeah.
And you can only play up to 2 on a single person. But say you really needed that guard to activate, beautiful card right there, gives you a free action to use on a guard. So you can perform a run with that guard, a sprint with that guard, a slam with that guard.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So it essentially gives you a free out of action turn.
Right, okay, alright. Okay, so
the ball's there. In Blood Bowl, you normally start off with the ball, I believe.
Yeah.
You tend to go for it first. In this, I tend to go for it last because the ball is the only thing that can end your turn. But it depends on how you're going to do a play.
Well, it's the same with Blood Bowl. If you foul it or blob it, it's a turnover and stuff. So.
But slams can do to turnover. In this, slams, if you fail a slam, it doesn't matter. You just get humiliated. It doesn't end your turn. So you can be uber violent in this game.
Okay, so let's see.
So your move is how many squares you can move.
So it's 6 basically.
Yeah.
Is there like in Blood Bowl, is there like zones around them, so where you tackle them and
So
stuff?
they have threat hexes, which are the front 3 squares. So if you hit someone in those front 3 squares, then they can choose to slam you back or try and dodge out the way depending on their roll.
Oh, okay.
If you attack them from the back, then they can only dodge and they're -1 dice because they don't realise you're doing it.
And what happens if I want to move through people's attack zones and stuff?
You have to dodge out the way,
Okay, right.
and that's going to be based on your agility, which I believe your agility is 3+. So you're needing 3s, which is pretty good.
Okay. So,
Go on and slam me. Go on, Matt. Go on. Take me hard.
so his threat zone is these 3 here then?
Yes.
So I could use that free action.
Yeah, you could do.
So, wait a minute. So I could take an action,
Yep.
which would be use this.
Yep.
And then I'd move him in behind.
So if you move in behind when you start in front of someone, it's called a sucker punch,
Yep.
and it's considered bad form. In fact, it's a foul. You can still do it, but I can call the ref on you to try and send you off.
Oh, and she's right behind me. So,
So I'd be getting +1 dice. If you decide to move with one action,
yeah.
and then a separate action slam me,
Yeah.
then that's not a foul. Attacking someone from behind's fine, but it's considered unsportsmanship to run round behind someone and slam.
Alright, so I could move like this.
Yep.
I could move there. Oh, sorry. And then I could use my free action to move there and slam you.
You could do, but you're still in my front line there. You would need to move. Well,
There.
you wouldn't be able to because if you move there, then you're going to be in my front arc.
Okay, right, okay.
Your guy's better at slamming than my guy, so your guy doesn't really have anything to be afraid of.
Alright, so I could just go into him then, basically?
Yeah, I would.
Alright, okay, so we'll go straight in there. So, is it one action to move into his threat zone? And then...
So it's as part of the slam action, you get to run your full distance.
Yeah.
So you had a movement of 6,
Yeah.
so you can get there absolutely easily just by going 1, 2, 3 and slam.
Okay.
Doesn't cost a point to slam my square.
Okay.
That's free.
Okay, we'll do that then.
Okay, so the way it works, everything in Dreadball always starts with 3 dice. You always have a beginning of 3 dice. We then add or remove dice. The target you need is always the same. So your strength is what you're trying to roll. So what you're trying to roll?
4 plus.
4+. So you start off with 3 dice. Now you're going to get a couple of bonuses at this point. Firstly, your guard. You're really good at slamming. So you get +1 dice.
Right, okay.
You moved as part of this slam, so you've built up a lot of momentum. So you get +1 dice.
Alright,
Everyone can get that bonus of momentum. So you're getting a whopping 5 dice, needing 4s. I, on the other hand, I'm getting 3 dice, because you always start off with 3. I'm getting +1 because this is an agility test, and my guy is a striker. My striker is going to need 4+ to dodge out the way. Oh, no, in fact, 3+ for a striker.
Alright.
Looking good. So you've got 5 dice needing 4s, I've got 4 dice needing 3s.
And I take it, if I were to get 4 4s, and you would need each one of those, you'd need negate.
Yes, yeah. So every success I get negates one of yours.
Alright, okay. So, I need 4s.
You need 4s, I need 3s.
I get 2.
I also get 2, so that's a draw. So we just face each other. So we both turn to face each other. And that is the end of your action.
Boo!
Yeah. Really cool stuff happens if you manage to double, or if I manage to double. If you'd rolled any 6s, cool stuff happens as well, but unfortunately you didn't.
So, I could use this again then? Because guard action?
You could indeed, yeah.
And try and clobber him once more?
You could do slam again. So, do you want to do that? You've still got 3 other actions.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Okay.
He's not going to do anything else, so yeah, might
Okay.
as well.
So, how many dice are you going to get, Matt?
Well, he's not run now, so he doesn't get the momentum dice.
Correct.
He'll get, so you started with 3, so he'll
Yep.
get 4. So he'll
Yeah,
get 4 dice.
perfect. Now, if you wanted to, if you remember, as part of a slam, you can move. So you could move back a square and then move back into me to get the +1.
Right, okay.
If you decide to do that, though, you'll need to take an agility test as I try and trip you up.
No, I'll just hit you with a 4.
Your agility 3+.
I know. How many dice do I get for that? 3?
You'd be getting 3 dice, yeah.
How many would you get?
I'd get none. You're just trying to dodge me. I don't actually try and hurt you.
Alright, so I get 3.
You get 3 dice, and as long as you get 1 3, you'll move back 1 square, and then you can finish off your slam by moving back.
I don't know whether to risk it.
Did somebody go to KFC? Yeah. I smell chicken.
What's the matter, Colonel Sanders?
So I'm still getting 4 dice because 3 plus 1 for being a striker.
Oh, okay. So I would probably be better off doing that then.
Well, I can't hurt you. I'm just going to be able to dodge out the way. If you'd been hitting one of my jacks, though, my jack could have punched you in the face. So it's up to you. Do you want to try and dodge backwards to get that extra dice?
Yeah, go on then.
So you're getting 3 dice as standard, and then no bonus dice. Needing 3 up. Oh, so you're fine. So you move out to that square, and then you move back in for your slam.
Okay, so I get 5 dice now.
It's cheesy, but it works.
3.
3. I got 4.
Ah!
I beat you, but I didn't beat you by any significant amount. What I can do as the winner of a dodge is I can turn to face any direction.
Yep.
So I'm going to turn to face the ball, because if you mess up again, I'm going for it.
Right, okay.
Even in your turn.
Right, okay. So,
So you've used 2 actions, 1 to buy a card, and 1 to slam. Then you've used a card to give yourself an additional action.
So we use one of these to move this guy towards the ball then.
Okay, so you've got a movement of
6.
6. So you're getting to the ball easily. 1, 2, 3. Going straight onto the ball. You now have to try and pick up the ball.
Yeah.
You have to try and pick up the ball. So that's going to be a skill test. A skill test.
Skill of 4 plus.
4 plus. So how many dice do you always start off with?
3.
Brilliant. And then your striker.
He's 1.
Exactly. Agility, because you're a striker, you always get +1 for skill tests.
Right, okay. So that's 4. And then 1 for momentum.
No, no such thing, I'm afraid. That's only on slamming. Good try, though.
Oh. So I need 4s?
If that's your skill, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now, 6s do something really cool. 6s explode. So I'm going to put that one aside. Unfortunately, all the rest of these are fails. So I'm going to give you another dice because 6s explode. So roll that dice. Ah. If you got a second success, that's known as doubling, and you would have got to do a free action.
Right, okay. That's cool.
Free actions don't count towards your limit of 2 as well, so you can go absolutely crazy.
Okay, cool.
But you've managed to pick up the ball. Unfortunately, that does end your action, so that action is now used up. So I think you've already put it over.
Yeah, okay.
So you've got 2 more actions.
So what's the score? If I wanted to run this ball into that zone, I'd have to start in the first blue dot, or can I go into the side and stuff?
You can go into any of them. So you physically have to always shoot from the shortest distance possible. So if you try to shoot from this square, you can't because I'm blocking the shortest distance.
Yeah, yeah.
You would need to move that guy somehow to get him out of the way.
Yeah.
But you can run round to any of these squares and try and shoot. Or you can be brave and try and run round to there.
Nah.
What you can do as an action is you can do a sprint. A sprint will double your movement points to a whopping 12, but it will mean that every time you have to turn facing, it will cost you a point.
What do you mean, a point in what way?
So when you decide to move, you get 6 points, and you can move any direction for 6 points, yeah?
Yeah.
If you want to sprint, you get 12 points to spend,
yeah.
But every time you want to turn a facing, so
Cost
1, 2, 3 to turn,
yep.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I wouldn't make it in there.
You wouldn't make, but you can also do something called a dash, which is like go for it.
Oh, okay.
But you get 3 dice for it instead of the usual just horrible 1.
And I would just need an agility test on that, was it? Or is it a skill test?
It's an agility test to keep on doing a dash. Sorry, speed test now.
Speed, that's
Sorry,
a
in
4.
the second edition it's a speed test.
Oh, 4. That'll be a 4.
Yeah, Jacks get +1 dice to it.
So I'll get 4. Yeah, okay, we'll do that then. What you just
So you're going to try and do a sprint.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so you're currently facing this direction, so you could, if you wanted to, you could try and run in a straight line. If you run in through my threat hex, you're going to need to do a dodge to there, which will be an agility test. You'll be getting 4 dice, because you're a striker, and you'll get it on 3 pluses.
Yeah.
Or you can decide to turn, run round me.
I'll do the agility, because it's 3 plus, so I got 4 dice.
Do the agility?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your next action.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. And then as soon as you move into that hex, I'm going to use my special ability, which is called Alert. Now, Alert is very dirty because I get to turn and face you.
Alright, okay.
The reason I'm doing that is because you were already moving through my threat hex, which meant you had to do a dodge. But now you're moving into another of my squares, so you're going to be at -1. Ooh.
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
The crowd boos.
Yeah, you're meant to be teaching me the
man.
game. Boo.
Evil man.
Alright, okay.
So unfortunately, that wonderful +1 that you get for being a striker has now been nullified by me putting a threat on there.
Okay.
So mean.
So I just need 3 symbols.
Yeah, you just need a 3. So that's a success.
Actually, exploding dice! Exploding dice!
And unfortunately, you don't get any.
I wanted to explode!
Don't get any bonuses at this point.
Yeah, okay.
Now, as soon as you do that, I'm afraid I'm going to turn again just to be a dick. So you can now continue dashing. So you can go into this next square, although you're not going to be at -1. I'm just making you do a test at this point.
Yep, alright.
So you're getting 4 dice, needing a 3. Now, because this is your second dash, your second dodge, it now requires 2 passes instead of 1.
Alright.
Dodging and dashing are known as 1, 2, 3 tests.
Oh, okay.
The first one you do costs 1. The second one requires 2 successes. The third one requires 3 successes.
Okay.
The fourth one, 3 successes.
So I got 3 successes, so I'm
yes, you're absolutely fine. So you've moved into the next square. So as you go on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now you can keep going to here if you want to for 6, and then you could turn and sprint that way.
Right, before you do this, because I don't want you to start doing horrible things, I want to explain, what does that guy do?
He also turns, he can also, my special ability is called Alert, and that means that as soon as you move into a square next to me, I can turn to face you.
Alright, well...
So as long as you don't move into that square, you'll be fine.
So what happens if I go, so I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2...
3, 4, 5, 6. So
So
you'll be able to make it if you want.
Yeah, we can do that,
Okay.
and you're not going to be...
So you've spent 6 points, and you're going to turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you get into there.
Right, so what? That's the...
3-point.
Okay.
3-pointer.
Okay.
Now, unfortunately, you can't do a throw as part of a sprint. You can do a run as part of a throw, but that wouldn't have got you all the way there. So the only way that you could now try and shoot in this turn is if you bought a card, but unfortunately, you already did that.
You're not very good at teaching this game. You're like, you could do that. Oh wait, but why?
I want to show people slamming in the next turn how it's done right. So you can only buy as many cards as you started off with in the game. So you started off with none as your team stats. So I'm afraid you can only buy a maximum of 1.
Alright, okay.
Sorry, Matt.
That's very poor form, Samuel. That is very poor form.
A win's a win. You've still got 1 action point left. So it's up to you what you want to do. You could sprint another guy up to try and watch your back if you wanted to. Or you could move your guys around to try and stop mine from chasing after you. Depends what you fancy doing. You've left your striker right next to my guard, so your weakest guy next to my strongest guy. How unfortunate.
That's really bad. You were the one who said that you could run it round here, not telling me what these things are.
I'm also going to be really mean, and I'm going to commit a foul in my turn.
I don't know if I want you to teach me to play games anymore. Alright, okay.
So you get 5 actions, and you've used 4 of them. You can only use a maximum of 2 on a single player, and unfortunately you've used 2 on that guy. What will you do, Matt?
What's his front arc then now?
My front arc's actually facing directly away from you, so this guy can move without having to dodge.
He's done 2 things already, I think.
He hasn't. He used 1 action and a card. Cards don't count towards your action limit.
Right, okay.
Although you can only use 1 card on a player.
Okay, so I could use an action. I could sprint him?
You could indeed, but remember, it will cost you a point every time you turn, and if you move for any of mine, you'll need to perform a dodge. How good is your guy at dodging, the big guy?
3 plus.
Okay, he's pretty good then. Sneaky customers.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, yeah, okay. We're gonna do that then. So he's gonna move. He's gonna move forward. He's gonna basically try to move his way up. He's gonna sprint his way up here then.
Okay. So where's he going? Is he going here?
Yeah, so I can't.
So you're currently facing that guy, so it's going to cost you a point, I'm afraid, to turn there.
Yeah, okay. 1.
So 1, 2,
into his zone.
3, you're now in my zone. So I'm going to spend a point to turn to face you. So then you're dodging into this square.
Okay, so 3 dice.
So you're needing 3 dice normally.
Yep.
But unfortunately, you're dodging into a threat hex, so minus 1.
Okay, 2. Okay.
You're absolutely fine. So you've moved into that square. I'm going to turn and face you as soon as you move into that square. So where do you want to go now? So you've gone
straight ahead.
So far 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm afraid that's another dodge, but there's no minus. No minus.
Fine.
And you need 2 successes, which you've got. So you could have even ended up slamming that guy actually. 1, 2, 3.
What can you
4,
slam
5,
when you run?
6. Yeah, as part of a slam can be a run.
Nah, I think I'll go in just to defend that guy because I guess it'll be
Okay.
multiple amounts of threat zones and stuff. Do I get like gang up if there's multiple people there when you're trying to attack me and stuff like that?
Yes. So if you're threatening my character, A, I'll need to dodge out the square you're in, and B, I get -1 for every person that's facing me.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you're gonna move here.
Yeah.
And there.
Well, I've got 12 now.
You've got 12,
so I'm not going to be slamming, so I might as well move around them instead of doing this thing.
So turn here. So you've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to turn. 6, 7,
yeah,
8, 9, and then where do you want to do? 10, 11, 12.
Nah, because go in to the side there, I guess. Would that be the best? And then up in front of him?
It's up to you. Like
I'm learning the game.
I'm gonna punch you in the back of the head because you'll be at -1 to dodge. I mean, obviously, I will be committing a foul, but it's up to you. So I personally would then spend your last points turning him around to there. Because if I wanted to punch your guy in the back of the head, I would need to run all the way around there or run all the way around there to do it.
Is this actually a good move, Sam, or are you going to go, but I'll do this because I'm Sam?
That's what I would actually do. I mean, it doesn't really matter. My guard is going to hit you. Personally, I would put your guard facing my guard because then I have to dodge to get away.
Alright, so I might as well do the slam originally then.
You might as well, yeah, because you could have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Alright, I'll do the slam then.
Because you're learning your game, I'm going to let you get away with it.
Oh, you're so ignominious.
I am very generous. So, how many dice are you getting?
So he is 3 normally, but he's a blocker, so he gets 4.
Yep, and
1 for momentum.
bingo. How many am I getting?
Well, you start off with 3.
Yep.
You're a blocker. You get 4.
Yep, that's it. So I'm on strength 4+.
And I'm on strength 4+.
Oh, exciting times. We're even monies.
3.
I've got 3, but I've got 2 of those exploding 6s.
No.
So let's see how it goes. Ah!
No.
So it's a draw. So we just face each other and make sexual noises.
Oh, okay.
What you really want to do is you want to beat them. If you beat them, you knock them back a square.
Okay.
If you double them, you knock them on their arse.
Okay, cool.
Don't worry, I'm going to show you what that looks like in just a minute. So that's all 5 actions gone. So we move the turn tracker up by 1.
Yep.
Moving towards that inevitable 14th turn. We flip over a card for the referee. 6. So I'm just going to move the referee far away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's almost like I plan on doing something nefarious. And then I can start my turn proper. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spend an action to perform a slam with this guard. Now this guard's not even on the pitch. This is outrageous. It costs a point to move onto the pitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what I'm actually doing is I'm bringing on a 7th player. This is known as a sneak foul. And you can call it out whenever you like.
So basically, but I don't get the +1 because the referee's not sort of close by and stuff.
Because the referee's more than 7 squares away from the fouling player, you're not going to get that.
Okay, yeah, so I'll call a foul. Oh, look, there's a sack.
So you're calling a sneak foul.
I'm calling a sneak foul.
Oh, what a surprise. Matt's a grass bag. So I'm trying to bring on this extra player to really help me out by hitting you in the back of the head. So the sneak foul. The legal maximum number of players on the pitch at any one time is 6. However, this isn't always enough for a desperate coach. If a coach ends an action with more than 6 players on the pitch, they're committing a sneak. So at the end of the slam, you're going to be able to test to see if you catch me out. Okay. So, I'm going to move in. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 and slam you in the back. Because I'm a dirty player like that. So I'm getting.
This is
3
what
dice.
I would do, Matt. Not telling me that I'm going to put a guy on and slam you in the back.
I wanted to show you fouls.
I can't wait till I'm teaching you how to play a game. I'm like, oh no, Sam, you're dead.
I get
You're
3 dice.
bamboozled!
+1 because it's a guard. +1 because he built up momentum.
Yeah.
So how many dice are you getting?
4.
So you're going to get 3 dice because you're going to have to do dodge because unfortunately I'm attacking you from behind.
Right,
so you can't slam back.
Okay.
I'm attacking you in the rear arc, so I'm afraid you're at -1 dice. And I have another guy in front of
So
you
it's 1
distracting you. You've got 1 dice to dodge. I've got 5 dice.
That's not very
to
sporting
slam.
now, Sam, is it? Oh no.
This is Dreadball, not Blood Bowl.
Exploding 6!
So exploding 6 means you get to roll another dice.
Exploding 6! 3.
No, unfortunately not. So, oh no, your dodging is 6, isn't it? It's 3, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, wow, amazingly you drew. You moved. I can't
Fuck
believe this happened.
you!
So, as a drawing player, you get to turn around and face me. Now,
Do I want to do that, Sam?
Well, there's going to be a guy at your back, regardless of which way.
Yeah, I know,
you're
but he's
facing,
attacked
I'm
me
afraid.
already. He's attacked me already, hasn't he?
You have to turn around. You have to turn around and face. That's just what the draw does.
So
Both
I can
players
just
turn
can I
and
just
face
face?
each other.
I can do that because that's in my front arc. So you're both in my front arc there.
So yours is front arcs of the jagged edges. So I'm afraid you have to go like that to face me. Sorry, dude. Now you got to call out a sneak on me. All standing unthreatened players on the following team within 7 of the ref may contribute to. Cool. So what you're going to want to do now is you're going to want to roll for the referee to see if the referee spots that I'm committing a sneak. So you're going to get 3 dice for the referee, needing 4s to spot that I've committed a foul.
All right. Okay.
If you'd been within 7 squares, you would have got +1, but unfortunately, it's too far away. Now, I can try and distract you. Every player that's in 7 of the ref can be used to distract her. Now, this is good because it allows me to roll dice to try and beat your dice. But it's bad because if you win, and you win really well, you send off 2 of my players instead of 1. So I'm going to distract you with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to distract you with 3 players. So that means I get 3 dice to roll against your 3 dice. So we're both needing 4s.
2.
I also got 2. So it's a draw. The fouling player is sent off and placed in their coach's sub bench. Oh.
Fuck you, buddy. And what about your other guys who were also helping to foul?
If you'd managed to double me, you could have chosen any of the distracting people and sent them off.
Alright, okay.
Unfortunately, you didn't, so it's just my guy gets sent off.
So he's come off. He's come off from there. Does that?
No, he just goes straight back in there. If you'd beaten me by, say, 3 dice versus 1 dice, you would have sent him off for 2 turns. If you'd beaten him 2 dice to 1 dice, he would have been off for 1 turn. If you'd beaten him by more than 4 dice, he would have been out of the game permanently.
Right.
So you've caught him, but it wasn't really a foul. We allow this kind of thing in Dreadball.
Okay, fair dues.
So that was my first action of a unsuccessful slam. So my second action will be to try and slam. And look, I've freed this legal guy up to come and slam this guy. Because you turn round.
Okay.
Ah, sucker. I'm going to be somewhat sporting though, and I'm going to slam you in the front. I'm a good guy like that.
You do know I'm taking this out on you when we play Descent later?
Of course you are. So, I'm going to slam you. I get 3 dice, as always, basic, +1 because I'm a guard, +1 because I built up momentum by moving.
So I get... you're attacking my other guy, so it's just 3 then?
3 dice, but you're performing a dodge. You can't slam with strikers, if you remember. So you're getting 3 dice, +1 because it's an agility test.
Oh, okay.
You're needing 3s, I need 4s.
Just the 1.
Oh, and I got 2. Ah, man. So, I've doubled you. So I get to choose 1 square to push back to.
Yep.
So if I'd beaten you, I would have just pushed you back. But because I doubled you, I'm afraid I knock you on your bum.
Oh.
I could now, before you roll armor saves, choose to follow up. I'm not going to choose follow up. I'm going to stay where I am.
Alright.
Now we do an armor check for you to see what happens.
Armor. So he is a striker, so it's a 5.
You always start off with 3 dice.
Yeah.
And what you're trying to do is you're trying to beat any unbeaten rolls of mine.
Oh, okay.
So you got 1 save, I got 2. yours nullifies one of mine.
Oh, okay.
So you've got 3 dice to save just 1.
So I just need a 5 then?
Just 1 5, and that will save you.
1 5.
Oh, so close. So you can spend an action in your turn to stand him up.
Okay. Right.
If you double when standing up, you'll actually get a free action.
Okay.
So you guys are really good at it. The ball now scatters. So the ball is going to scatter from the square he's in, 1 being straight forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we roll for distance. 2. 1, 2.
Oh, joy. Close to you.
So the ball's gone over there. Not too bad. I can live with that. So let's see. Is it possible for me to get the ball all the way to you? Probably not. But it's not going to stop me from trying. So I'm going to spend my first action to run this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unfortunately, I'm not quite there. So what I'm going to perform is a dash check. So a dash check is going to allow me to go that extra square. You can dash as many times as you want, but it's going to get 1 harder every time you do.
Alright.
So the first time I pass, I need 1 success. The second time I pass, I need 2 successes. The third time, 3, and so on and so on. So I'm being a bit cheeky. I'm going to take 3 dice, and I'm going to take an extra one because jacks are really good at dashing. So I've got 2 successes there, so he's absolutely fine. He's on to the ball.
Oh, he's going to pick it up now.
Now he has to try and pick up the ball. Now this is the most annoying part. This is the only part that may end my turn prematurely. So I'm getting 3 dice.
Yeah.
No bonuses.
Right.
If I'd sprinted onto the ball, I'd be at -1.
Oh, right, okay.
If one of your guys was standing on top of the ball, I'd be at -1.
Oh, okay.
As is, it's just 3 dice.
And you need 4?
I need 4s, yeah.
Oh, you got one.
Oh, he's got 1. Woo! So I've got the ball. If I doubled, I would have got a free action. Okay. But unfortunately, I didn't double.
Okay.
So I've got 2 actions left. What to do? What to do? I could try and sprint, but that's not really going to help me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not going to be able to get me to score the ball. And there's nobody really I can throw to. In Dreadball 2, you have to throw into someone's front arc.
Why? What happened in the? It wasn't just normally.
You used to have like 360 vision, so you could just throw it at your own guy's back of their head, and they would catch it behind his head, which is quite cool. So I'm going to spend an action to buy a card. You know what? I'm going to phone you out. Oh, that could be mean.
Well, you might as well show it to me. I don't know what these do, so yeah, I'm just learning.
The ball shatters. Remove a ball and launch a new one. This card doesn't end the current rush.
So you can do that whenever?
I can do that whenever. So see, when you get up here and try and score, I can play that card and blow up your attempt to score.
And I can't get rid of this card?
You can't really get rid of that card. Obviously, you wouldn't know what it is. You're just going to have to live in dread. So I really enjoyed showing that to you. Thanks, man. So to be a little bit nicer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend an action to do something that I wouldn't normally do. I'm going to run this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as part of that run, I'm going to try and throw the ball to my other guy.
Okay.
So I've got 3 dice to try and throw the ball, needing 4s. That's 2. So the way throwing works is you take the number of successes to become the catching dice. So the more successes you do for throwing the ball, the more accurately they catch the ball.
Okay.
Strikers always get +1. They're really good at catching the ball, dealing with the ball. So my gang is getting a total of 3 dice to try and catch the ball.
Okay.
So I need 1 success to catch the ball, and I've got 2.
Cool.
I've doubled what I needed, therefore I get a free action. Not sure where the ball's gone.
Over there.
The ball's vanished. Oh, there it is there. Alright. So he's now got the ball. So because it's doubled, he's going to get free action. I really wish I'd kept my action point back now, because if I'd kept it back, rather than buying that card, he would now be able to try and maybe run and score.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that hasn't happened. So, I've got to see whether or not I want to try and score a goal. You know what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dash. Do I dare? Of course I do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then dash. So I'm going to dash into that square.
Right.
So I need to get 3 dice.
Do you get a minus because you're near me?
I don't, because I'm moving into your square. I don't do a test for that. I'm just doing a dash to land in that square. If I'd been dashing out your square, I would have been.
Alright, so what if you're throwing the score, though, do I not sort of because you're in my arc?
You will. This is just for me moving from this square to that square.
I understand, right.
So this isn't that test yet. You will do that, though. So I've got one success for the dash.
Yep.
Now what I want to do is, I want to move into the next square, so I'm not at -1.
Right, okay.
Okay? So before I do that, I have to do a dash attempt.
Yep.
So I'm still getting the 4 dice, because you don't interrupt the dash. But this time I'm needing 2 successes instead of 1.
Oh no!
I'm going to discard my card to reroll 1 dice. 50-50 chance. Hey! Fortune favours the brave. He moves into the square. However, I had to move out of your threat hex, so I have to also do a dodge test. How annoying. Again, this is the same thing, needing 4s, but this time I only need 1 success rather than 2. There you go, that's 2.
Yep.
So he's got there. Amazingly, he's managed to get all the way there. This is all part of the same action, it's just several tests I'm having to do it.
Yep, fair dues.
So now I'm going to try and throw the ball, and I'm going to try and throw it at the hex, the scoring hex. It's only worth 1 point, so this is a crazy risk to do. But I get 3 dice as normal, and I get +1 for being a striker. As part of my throw, I moved, so I get -1. I'm shooting at a small target, so I'm also at -1 for that.
Why is that a small target?
Whenever you shoot at the strike hex,
Yeah.
it's always a small target.
Okay.
The way throwing works is it has several different measurements of distance.
Yeah.
If you're within 1 to 3 squares of what you're throwing at, whether a person or throwing at a hex, it's no minuses.
Yeah.
If you're 4 squares away, 4 to 6 squares, then it's minus.
Right, okay.
-1.
Yep.
If you are between 7 and 9 squares, it's -2, and anything beyond that, you can't do it.
Okay.
So I'm getting 2 dice. Needing 4s. 1 4 to score 1 point. Come on! Oh, come on!
That's triple.
Snake eyes!
What happens with Snake Eyes? Is that like you're like so humiliated that you just drop down and die?
No, I just miss with the ball. So the ball is going to scatter and my turn ends. If the ball by 1,000,001 lands on me, I'll actually be able to do another turn. But
Okay.
I don't have any action points left. So 1 straight forward, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Might hit you in the back of the head. Goes 4. It does hit you in the back of the head. But it just scatters off you. 3. So 1, 2, 3. Ah, so close. Come on, ball. What are you trying to do? 2, 1, 2. So if it scattered there and then bounced there, it would have been lovely, but it didn't.
Okay. So it's my go now?
It is indeed your go. So we move the turn counter up by 1. We flip over a card for the referee. You can move the ref up to 3 squares.
Right, okay.
Streaming this.
Yes, we are. It's just I haven't got the thing. Right. There we go, Neil. Is watching. Okay. So maybe
The ball's over here.
move the camera. This way, so we know what's going on.
So the ball is slightly in your half, and you've got a couple of players down my half. Now, the question is, are you going to try and stand this player up as your first action so that he's definitely standing, or are you going to leave him and see where you get to with all your other actions first?
I'm going to buy a card first.
Gonna buy a card?
Yep.
You don't have to buy a card.
I want to buy a card.
They're very useful. I would always buy a card if possible.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh, does it make sense, that one? He's bluffing.
Interesting. Okay, so because he's in his back arc, I don't need to dodge out or anything.
You don't need to dodge out because I'm not facing you. But remember, my guys have that pesky alert special rule. So if you move into a square next to him, he gets to turn to face you.
Okay, but I'm just going to pummel you in the back of the head because you're in front of me.
Yeah.
So I
can
can
do.
so I'm going to use my action to sort of
Turn.
And punch you in the back of the head.
You can indeed, yes. I'm going to be at -1 for dodging, but I have the special rule, Strong Tail. A slam or steal attempt on this player made from their rear arc suffers -1 modifier. In addition, if a player with this rule doubles on an evade roll, choose one opponent they were evading away from. They are hit by the tail and knocked prone. Steady players remain standing as normal.
Okay, cool.
So there is a chance that you'll get walloped.
Alright. So what if I was to sort of not do that and I was to do that, you would still move, you would turn your guy around?
I could turn my guy around, yeah.
And if I did that, you would turn the guy around?
No, because I'm not moving adjacent to you.
So I could go 1, 2, 3?
Yeah,
like
no, it wouldn't. There's nothing I can do about it. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do that then. So I've gone into that. There's no pluses for him because it's an average Joe.
He's just an average Joe.
So it's just 3 dice.
It is indeed.
And I need. It's an agility one. Sorry?
It's a skill because we're dealing with the ball.
Skill. So force. So I need 4.
Oh, so your turn will end
right, okay,
if that happens. So do you want to discard a card to reroll 1 dice?
Do
you really want to lose an entire round just to save a dice?
Yeah, no, but the thing is, the chances of me getting a 4 are 50-50. And I kind of like this card. Could be useful.
You're really going to pass up an entire turn just for...
Well, I think it's if I fail it, then I lose a card and a turn.
True, yeah.
So I'll keep the card. That's alright. Go on then.
Okay, fair enough. There's 2... We don't have the Ogre and the Vampire, but we have Dobbs and Elber, which are 2 funny-looking aliens. I've got the model. It's waiting to be arrived. Right, so let's see. Where are we up to? Well, the ball's going to scatter. So the ball going 1 straight forward. 2... It's going to ricochet off that wall. 3. 1, 2, 3. Right. Let's see. What do I want to do in my 5 actions? Well, firstly, let's flip for the referee. Oh, that's a good card. Wish I'd bought that card. I'm just going to move her 1, 2, 3 out of the way of you. Oh, sorry, that's only 2. Right, so first action, I'm going to buy a card. Not bad at all. Right, have I got anyone down? No. Where's the ball? Ooh, sitting unguarded right in your half. That's not a good place for the ball to be for you. So I'm going to put 2 actions aside to try and use for that striker. Then what am I going to do? Well, let's see about trying to do a cheeky old slam. So I'm going to spend a point, and I'm going to take this card, and I'm going to slam you.
Right, okay. Sorry, just my lady friends just messaged me, so carry on.
So I've moved from your front arc to your rear arc and punched you in the back of the head. Does that sound like something I'm allowed to do?
No.
No. It's a sucker punch. I move from your front to your rear. So that's a foul. So if you want to, you can call it as such.
Okay, yeah, foul.
Okay. I'm going to take 3 dice, +1 because I'm a guard, +1 because I built up momentum.
Okay, yeah.
You're only going to get 3 dice normally, -1 because I attacked you in your rear arc. You're dodging on your agility.
It's a 1.
Man, that is appalling. I'm going to burn my card to try and do a reroll. Yes. So I've got 2 successes there.
Yeah, okay.
So I doubled you. So I'm going to knock you down. I'm not going to follow up. I'm probably going to get sent off. So now you need to take an armor check. You got 1, I got 2. So your 1 nullifies one of mine.
Yep.
And now you need to take an armor check.
On 3 dice.
So 3 dice, but you're a guard, so you've got extra heavy armor. So you're on 4 dice. And you need to save at least 1 armor.
Oh, yeah.
You're absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Bounced off. It's just a flesh wound.
But a flesh wound.
Now, I believe you called foul. You want to continue with that foul accusation?
Yeah, might as well.
Accusation most foul?
Yeah.
Checking. Right, I can distract with this person, but I don't want to, because if they get sent off, it's going to be really annoying for me. Yeah. So I'm going to distract with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with this person here. So I'm going to get 1 dice, you're going to get 3.
That's what I need there.
You need 4s. Oh, so you get a 6, so exploding 6s, remember?
Okay. Oh, another one. 3.
So 3. Oh!
You need one more?
So it's a draw, so you can send off the fouling player, but no more.
Okay.
That was almost really good. I always got away with it. If you get away with a foul, the crowd absolutely love it, and so they give you a check, which can get you more dice, free dice. We haven't actually seen any coaching dice. Our characters are playing terribly. So let's see. I knocked you down for 1. And I bought a card for 1, so I've still got 3 actions left. So I'm going to spend an action to bring the guy you just sent off straight back on. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then he's going to do a dash to try and get into a better position. No, fine, I just wait there. What's the point? Right, the moment we've all been waiting for, these 2 actions here. So I'm going to spend the first action to try and pick up the ball. 1, 2, 3. Pick up the ball. 3 dice, plus 1 because he's a striker. Oh, look at that. He doubled. So he gets to pick up the ball and gets a free action.
Oh, actually, you can fire it then. So you can...
Well, I'm not going to try and score from there. Why would I score from there when your 4-pointer's left wide open? So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to move on there. Your free action doesn't count towards your limitation. So I'm going to use my last action point to try and shoot a 4-pointer. So I get 3 dice to begin with, plus 1 for being a striker. I get -1 because I'm shooting for more than 4 squares away. I get -1 because I'm shooting at that small target. But I didn't move, so no minuses from that. So I'm getting 2 dice. 1, 4, and that's a 4-pointer in my pocket. Oh, he's got 1, so he's definitely scored. Can he show off, though? Ah, if you doubled, you get a fan check. It's called showboating, because my guy did something fancy and was like, woo, dunk. But he did score a goal. So scoring is going to have a couple of effects. Firstly, this wonderful point token is going to move 4 spaces towards me. If that gets to 7, it's game over. Then, the crowds absolutely love what I just did. If you score a 3 or a 4-pointer, you get a fan check.
Yep.
So the fan check is these little dots.
Yep.
When I have a total of 3 of them visible, I can trade it in for coaching dice. Coaching dice are one-off use dices that you can use to like augment a roll.
Okay.
But not only that, not only did I score a 3-pointer, in fact a 4-pointer, but I shot from a bonus hex. And if you remember, those bonus hexes are harder to shoot from. Yep. They're -1 dice. So that gives you another check. You could get that one on the 2-pointers as well as the 4-pointer.
Cool.
So that gives me another 1 check.
Okay.
Ah, shucks. Not quite enough to get myself a free dice.
Cool.
So the turn counter moves up 1 more, and it's now your turn. Flip for the ref. The ref is 1 square, so you can move the ref a whole whopping 1 square.
So what happens to the ball? Because it comes in the middle again now?
The ball's going to come back in the middle, yeah.
So 1 square. I guess she's going down here somewhere then.
Okay. Do you not want her closer to where I'm committing all these fouls?
Well, yeah, okay.
So if remember, if she's within 7 squares, then she gets an extra dice for spotting me being bad.
Okay, cool.
The ball now comes flying in, so roll a dice, see how far the ball comes in. It's blasting in.
1.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so I'm not going to pick that ball up because I don't want to do things. So I'm going to stand up my
striker or the guard?
Striker? Guards? Sorry, stand up my guards?
You want to stand up your guard, so you're going to get 3 dice needing 3s. If you double it, you're going to get free action. Oh, he tripled it. So your guard has done a backflip, landed on his feet, and he's ready to go. You get free action. What would you like your action to be?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I slam this guy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You can move there and slam.
What about this side at the back? So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep.
Yeah, you can move there.
Yep.
Remember, as soon as you turn there, I can just turn to face you. I've got the alert special rule.
Okay, so it won't matter about the pluses or anything.
Nah, it's not going to give you an extra dice.
Well, I'll do that anyway. So.
You can do that anyway?
Yep.
Okay, so run up there and slam.
Yep.
I am a jack, so I will slam back.
So I get 5 dice.
You get 5 dice. 3 dice to start off with, 4 because you're guard, 5 because you've built up momentum. Whereas I just get 3.
2, you got 3.
I got 3 plus an exploding one, so... Oh dear.
Oh no.
Did you say you only got 2?
I got 3.
I'm afraid you, my friend, are going down. So I knocked
That's
you down.
Neil. You might.
Oh.
We've got a guest.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello, hello.
Sam's being very nasty to me, so I'm going to take it out on you later.
Oh God! Cheers, Sam. Nice one.
Basically, Sam has decided that he's like, I'm going to teach you how to play this game, Matt. And I went, why don't you do this? Oh, by the way, my guys can totally do this.
I'm playing for you fans at home. This guy is very selfish. What can I say? Neil's a veteran of Dreadball. He's played a couple of times.
I played once and I beat you.
There you go then. So
Beginner's luck. Beginner's luck.
Okay.
Well, he's got none. So your guard has gone down. You've taken a 4-man hit. So you're going to have to take an armor test.
Yep.
And you're going to need to save at least 2 or you're going off the pitch.
So 4.
Yep, 3 dice plus 1 because you're a guard because you've got extra armor. So that's at least 2 successes. So your guy is still on the ground, but at least he isn't off the pitch injured.
So that was 1 action.
Yep.
Because he's annoyed, he's going to use his free action to stand up.
Oh, very nice.
Can he stand up and hit you?
He can indeed, yeah.
Yeah, stand up.
Well, obviously you have to pass the stand-up test.
Yeah, stand up and then sort of try and clobber
Yeah,
you.
can do. So 3 dice test. Unfortunately, you're going to be at -1 because I'm standing over the top of you.
Okay.
So I'm kicking you when you're already
So what,
down.
I need 3s?
You need 3s, yeah.
Yeah.
You've doubled, so you get a free action. So you stand up, and you can indeed slam me if you want to.
So this is to stand up, and then I get that's free action is to slam you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was you played any player, any action,
Yeah.
and the action you played was to stand up.
Yeah.
Because you doubled on the stand up, you get to form a free action,
Okay.
which is your slam.
So I get 5 dice.
5 dice. Standing up doesn't count as momentum, I'm afraid.
Oh, so it's 4 dice?
4 dice, yeah. Okay. 3 dice because you're guard, and plus 1 because you're guard. Oh dear, it's not looking good for the fishy man.
2.
Only 2? That's
Yeah.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
But you have doubled me, so I am going down. Doink. You can choose whether or not you want to follow up.
What will that do for me?
I do apologise. You get to choose which square I go down to.
Yeah,
I
it's
need
further
to away from you.
That over the... Yeah.
That one?
Yeah.
So you can choose to stand over the top of me or stay where you are.
I'll stand over the top of you.
Stand over the top of me. So if he's there. And now I need to take an armor check. So I got 2, you got 1.
Yeah.
So I need to save 1 armor save. 3 dice, needing 4s.
Yeah.
Oh, he's absolutely fine. Ping.
Okay.
All for 1 action, Matt. That was rather good.
Yeah. There we go. That's how I roll.
Yeah.
That's how I roll. Okay. So.
It's the cards.
Oh, right, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can I kick you on the ground and stuff?
You can indeed. It's a foul called a stomp. Unfortunately, it's not as effective as a stomp in Blood Bowl.
Okay.
It will just make me do a dodge on the floor. So I personally don't think it's worth it.
1, 2, 3, 4. Can I do a run and then block you? Or what's the score of that? Or is it literally a case of I can't?
Yes, you can run and slam. You can't sprint and slam.
Ah, right.
But you could, as part of the slam, do a dash as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dash. Dash, slam.
I'd need 2 successes then on that second dash.
Yeah. Needing 3s. Or you could hit one of these guys. I'm not really sure what your problem with these guys are.
Yeah, because that's kind of where the ball is, or in that area. So I don't really want guys standing up in that area.
True. Remember, you can pass the ball between your teammates. I know we never do.
I know, but last time I tried to pick up the ball, fucked it up, and it was the end of my turn, so I've got the fear now.
So remember, you've got a striker here. He's really good with the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he can get there. So he can be your guy to pick up the ball. So I like to put my tokens down to like reserve them if I'm going to use them, so I remember. But it's entirely up to you.
No, I don't do it that way.
Okay.
Just
Okay. Whoa.
I like to play by my own rules.
Oh, we've noticed.
Oh, you're going to notice later. Later.
What are you going to do? Put us on epic mode of descent? I've never seen that before.
It's all these dragons that have been sat there since last time.
It's psychological
Actually, he did try that one last time, actually. It was just, I get to choose anything I want. I should place a dragon here. Oh, actually, no.
I did myself.
I can't believe you tried to do that. No, I can't believe it, actually. Yeah. I can't believe it.
To be honest, it might have been easier for you because you could have slipped past the dragon.
Yeah.
You can slip past the other ones. You could have gone straight in, but... Okay, so... 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could do 1 to sprint and then 1 to clobber you.
You could indeed.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2. If you can move him up there behind, obviously do your whatever
1,
you do.
2. I'm not going to turn around because I can just use my tail to wallop you.
Okay.
So I'm going to try and do that.
Okay. So I get 3 dice and then 1 because I'm in your rear arc.
No, you get +1 because you are. So you get 3 dice.
Yeah, 1
plus
for
1
momentum.
because you momentum.
Yeah.
And then you get -1 because of my tail.
Okay.
I would normally get 3 + 1 for being a striker, but I get -1 because you're in my rear arc.
Right. So 3 each. That'd be a thing.
Yep. You're needing 4s. I'm needing 4s. It could go every which way. I've got 2 successes.
I got done a 6. And another 6.
Oh.
And a 6.
I was going to say weighted dice there, and I realised they're my own dice. I'm confessing to crime. So you beat me, so you get to knock me back a square. You just don't get to knock me down. So you can choose any of these 3 squares to knock me into. 1, 2, or 3.
The one beside my blocker, I guess. And then can I follow up?
You can indeed.
Okay. So I've got 2 left. Okay, so I'm gonna go for this. I'm going for the ball.
You go for the ball.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try and pick up.
Yep.
So he gets 4 dice.
He does indeed.
3s for ball, or no? It's for picking up skill, is it?
Yeah.
So
skill.
4s.
He's doubled, so he gets free action.
Okay, so he picks it up.
Yep.
And then he is going to... So that's that. So that's a free action. So I could technically use 2 actions with this, that guy? Could I? Because I've only used 1.
Yeah, so you've used 1 action on him. You now need to do the free action before you do anything else.
So that's that action. So I've got 1 left.
Yep.
Okay, so... 1, 2, 3...
So you could go for a 1-pointer, or if you really try hard, you could maybe get behind him. It's pretty hard though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then as a separate action, you could run round to there and shoot, but you'll be at -1 for moving. And
or I
-1
could
for
sprint
small
for...
target.
I could sprint for...
You can't sprint for the free action, I'm afraid.
Okay, I use... So I can do...
You can do a run, or a throw, or a steal as the free action.
Okay, 1, 2, 3... 1, 2...
So you could move to there, and then as a separate action...
So can I
run
sprint and shoot?
No.
So I can run and shoot?
Yeah.
I can run and shoot?
Yeah, as part of a shoot, you can perform a run.
Okay, so I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, you can move to either side. Well, just because I pointed at that side, you're like, no. So you can shoot from there. You'll be on 4 dice, -1 because you moved, and -1 because of small target. So you'll be on 2 dice.
Yeah, might as well.
Alternatively, you could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dash, dash, dash. You could try that, and then you would have no -1, but you would need to pass a lot of dashes.
Nah, I'll just go
Okay,
for that. Yes.
so you're going to run around here. So you're going to run around for your first action 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
And then the second action 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So for the last action, he's throwing the ball.
He's throwing the ball
For a 3-pointer.
2 dice.
Yep, so 3 dice, +1 because you're a striker, -1 because you move, -1 because it's a small target. 2 dice. Hey! So you score a 3-pointer. So the points move back towards the 0 line. 3, still staying at 1. You get a fan check because you scored a 3-pointer. So that goes underneath, and when you get 3 of those little dots, you'll get 3 dice to use.
Cool. All right, I think we should leave it there because we're going to have to move on to descent and stuff. But I will admit...
Yeah. Come on, say it.
I quite enjoyed that. Yeah,
It's
quite good.
very different. I wouldn't
different.
I wouldn't say that just because you play this you shouldn't play Blood Bowl.
Yeah.
I think they're quite different games. One's American football, one's this. But I think more happens as such. And you have to remember less players, which I think I find easier because there's less for me to concentrate on. But, it's personal preference. There's also 28 teams you can choose from.
Well.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, it's quite a wad,
it is. Yeah, there's a lot. I think there's a lot more sort of, and I kind of like the exploding sixes and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's quite a good idea. Yeah. Quite good.
And also the fact that you get so many free actions, you can just run away with it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll give you that. I quite enjoyed that. Yeah.
The league's even better because your characters get injured or killed and some get better, and so you can end up with like someone that's terrible with the ball being amazing with the ball, so you can get like an orc who's amazing with the ball. It's amazing.
Cool. Right, awesome. Well, thank you, Sam.
No
I
problem.
appreciated that, even though I got beaten, but
Only by 1 point.
Yeah, only just the one.
oh, that's the one.
A win's a win though. A win's a win.
All right, everybody.
See you later.
Thank you very much for that. We're gonna go and play some Descent now. So.